This one is another one that's going to make you upset. Last week, there was the story. It's an older story because it's a congressman whose 17-year-old daughter died in June from cardiac arrhythmia. Let's pull up the story. This story is from today.com. The original story I tweeted was from Fox News. This one's even worse for reasons that you're going to see. And I'm going to say this. The only people that need to hear this are malicious, ideologically malicious, and intellectually dishonest in the first place. This is not about Schadenfreude. This is not. Some people might go that angle. I don't. This is the most upsetting thing one can imagine. The loss of one's child is. It's the type of trauma that in some cases actually triggers the delusion of feeling dead in one's own body. I remember I got an exchange on Twitter, and I just went to the profile of the person before hitting send, and the person's profile was described as I lost my only child. I am not alive. I am just in this body until we meet again. And I said, I'm not going to engage in a discussion, in a debate, because Twitter's not a nice place. And that was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever read. So there's no Schadenfreude here. There's no political gotcha, period. The reason why this is important is so that nobody else has to go through this soul-crushing, life-altering tragedy. To the extent we can find out what the cause is, because we live in a day now when we don't know what a woman is. How do we know what the consequences of medical procedures are? How do we correlate the two? Could have been anything. Hold on, I took the article out. Could have been anything. What's a woman? What's an adverse effect? How do you know it came from that? It could have come from global warming. Could have come from climate change. Illinois congressman reveals teen daughter's cause of death. Kasten's teenage daughter Gwen died unexpectedly at age 17 in June. At the time, no cause of death was revealed. The 17-year-old daughter of Representative Illinois Rep. Sean Kasten died unexpectedly in her sleep from a sudden cardiac arrhythmia in June 2022. It's the stuff of nightmares that Illinois Rep. They revealed the cause of death at age 17. They issued a lengthy statement on his official social media accounts more than 3 months after his daughter's death. In the statement, the family shared the teen's cause of death was sudden cardiac arrhythmia. In layman's terms, she was fine, and then her heart stopped. The statement read in part, "We don't know what caused the arrhythmia and likely never will." The family described Gwen as a healthy 2022 teenager, explaining she ate well, exercised, got regular checkups, didn't suffer from any behavioral health issues, and had a close relationship with family and friends. They noted Gwen was fully vaccinated and was asymptomatic after occasional positive COVID-19 tests amid the surge of the Omicron variant. And it goes on, and it is what it is. It is what you think it is. Who knows? She died. 17 years old, heart arrhythmia. It might be the most horrific coincidence. It might be unrelated, or, we might be seeing a little too much of this these days. And, it's, again, this is not Schadenfreude. This is policy. This is making sure that if this happens to be correlated, and the Florida Surgeon General recently just made an announcement, they're noticing a correlation of 18 to 39-year-olds, which is why they're no longer recommending it. Oh, but that study's flawed also, according to anybody who doesn't want to believe it. This is not Schadenfreude. This is making sure it never happens again to somebody else. When I first saw the story, you just start putting two and two together. You start not connecting dots. You just start noticing a lot of these dots. I mean, I've been sharing the stories whenever they're just anomalies. 17-year-old dies of arrhythmia. Oh, doctors are urging people to go check their hearts, young people, because of SADS, sudden adult death syndrome. I did not know that this congressman in May 17, 2021, had an entire thread. In case you missed it, all Illinoisans 12 years and older are eligible for the vaccine. They are safe, effective, and key to our path back to normalcy. Everyone in my family, including my 14-year-old daughter, has started their vaccination process. Here's how you get yours. Some people were saying, oh, how does she go from 14 in 2021 to 17 in 2022? I believe he has two daughters, or I believe he had two daughters. This is the message coming from a politician: safe, effective, and a key to our path back to normalcy. And then a year later, his 17-year-old daughter, fully vaccinated, dies suddenly in her sleep of heart arrhythmia. And you're going to get the people that are going to say, how do you know it's correlated? Well, you don't. I don't know if they're doing an autopsy. You don't, and you may never will. But at some point in time, you're either blind, willfully blind, or dishonest to say, we're seeing a lot of this these days. We're seeing so much of this that actuaries are lamenting payouts for working age deaths, 40 some odd percent more. What did let me see if I can get the Surgeon General's of Florida tweet. I mean, at some point you're shutting your eyes, and at some point it also becomes something of a conflict, where an individual might have been pushing policy that might have had negative impacts, and to admit it now would be to incriminate the policy and the acts of the past. And I said, if this doesn't start a national conversation with the people who are with the prospect of civil and criminal liability for those responsible for the atrocity, we officially will have reverted to sacrificing children to the altar of the volcano. My soul hurts and my brain hurts, and it does. Florida, what do they call them? Surgeon General, not qualifications. Tweet. Oh, yeah. Twitter blocks and restores. Twitter blocks and then restores COVID-19 vaccination post from the Florida's Surgeon General. Twitter is blocking a post from the Surgeon General. Some might say that that's practicing medicine without a license. Twitter. That was way more than I thought was left in the glass. Sorry. Some might consider that practicing medicine without a license. Some might consider that to be even worse, in that one is censoring the medical advice, the medical recommendation of the freaking Surgeon General of Florida. Well, but Twitter just blocks it because they are the arbiters of truth. They are the censors of dissident, and they are the doctors for all. Twitter blocked and then restored a post from Florida Surgeon General Joe Lopatto. Oh, but people, he's crazy. Don't listen to him. His studies are all wrong. That was promoting an analysis claiming a high incidence of cardiac-related deaths among men who take the mRNA vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. Lopatto, who posted the tweet Friday, had also recommended men aged 18 to 39 should not receive the mRNA vaccine. Lopatto is an outspoken skeptic of COVID-19 vaccines. Oh, he's a skeptic if he notices that they are killing people, or not killing. Sorry, let me rephrase. He's a skeptic if he's noticing a correlation between the mass administration of the vaccine and cardiac-related deaths among. He's a skeptic. You freaking hacks at the Politico. Oh, he's a skeptic, or he's a realist, or just trying this out on for size. He's a doctor. Or that, just, that small thing. Or he knows what he's talking about, and he knows how to analyze statistics. Oh, outspoken critic. Lopatto's an outspoken yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. The effectiveness and safety. Well, yeah, nothing like increase cardiac-related deaths of men aged 18 to 39 to really cause you to question their safety. They might be effective, which we know that they're effective, not at preventing, contracting, or transmitting the virus. Potentially at reducing severity of symptoms, potentially. But they come with that mild potential risk of increased heart attacks among men aged 18 to 39. Our current misleading information policies cover synthetic and manipulated media, COVID-19, and civic integrity, Twitter stated in its post that blocked Lopatto's tweet. If we determine that a tweet contains misleading or disputed information now, per our policies that could harm, we may label the content, yada, yada, yada. Twitter restore the post in the morning. Where's the actual post? Yada, yada, yada. Bada bing, bada boom. Where's the actual tweet? Let me just get the tweet. Lapato. Come on, dude. Give me this. Well, let's go. I guess we'll go to the website here. Yeah, this was the message that was posted. October 7th. That's right. From the Florida Health, from the Surgeon General of Florida. State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph A. Lapato issues new mRNA COVID-19 vaccine guidance. Twitter blocked the guidance of a doctor. Today, State Surgeon Joseph Lapato announced new guidance regarding mRNA vaccines, the Florida Department of Health, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. The analysis found that there is an 84% increase in the relative incidence of cardiac-related death among males 18 to 39 old within 28 days following mRNA vaccination. With a high level of global immunity to COVID-19, the benefit of vaccination is likely outweighed by this abnormally high risk of cardiac-related death among men in this age group. Non-mRNA vaccines were not found to have these increased risks. This makes me very angry. This makes me angry just because you know, some of you don't judge me for it. Some of you do judge me for it. I got both shots over a year ago. I'm still here. I'm still able to perform exercise. I mean, I think I'm past the point of certain concerns. I'm a neurotic hypochondriac, so I will never be past the point of all concerns. But it makes me angry. It makes me angry because I genuinely feel like I took a short-term risk at the time that I was genuinely not aware of, to the extent that anyone had the numbers back then, and I suspect they did. And I'm concerned long-term as well. Call me now I'm a skeptic. Sure as hell won't get the booster, hell or high water. I won't. But the same week that it's revealed that the congressman's daughter died from cardiac arrhythmia at age 17. Oh, she's not a boy, so it couldn't have been that. I mean, because that's a hard and fast rule. If it's only for men. The same week that happens, I shut down my Twitter feed. Hold on. You get other politicians out there pushing the jab. It's a therapeutic at best, according to Dr. Kieran Moore. It's a therapeutic that doesn't prevent you from contracting, transmitting, or carrying the virus. And it's a therapeutic that causes abnormally high risks of cardiac arrest in men aged 18 to 39. All of this is coming out. And you got your politician types pushing. Look at this. Unreal. Politicians are on Twitter pushing the vax. I'm an anti-vaxxer because I'm an old school man. I think that a vaccine, save and except for actual breakthrough anomaly cases, it should stop you from getting the virus. You know, like rabies I think it's 100% effective against the rabies vaccine is 100% effective against rabies, give or take. Maybe within a certain time frame. Tetanus, pretty close to 100. I suspect there might be an actual outbreak. Not outbreak, sorry. What's the word I'm looking for? Breakthrough case of someone who got the tetanus shot but still got tetanus. Polio? I don't know. If the vaccine does not prevent contracting or transmitting the virus, then I tend to agree with Dr. Kieran Moore from Ontario. It's probably more therapeutic than an actual vaccine when words had meaning. When woman meant woman and no one had to ask when they were being treated differently under the law, and when vaccine meant vaccine and not when it was changed to mean whatever the hell it means now. Because if the jab is a vaccine, but it doesn't prevent you from carrying, contracting, or transmitting the virus, but it might alleviate your symptoms, why isn't vitamin C a vaccine then? Okay. this is the tweet. They're pushing it. I swore. I probably shouldn't have sworn, but whatever. This is a post. Dan Helmer from Virginia, blue check mark. So I looked at it and I thought, I was like, oh, I found out this is a fake picture. Look at this. In the first picture, it's in his left arm. In the second picture, it's in his right arm. I was like, I'm such a genius. I'm going to call this guy out for being a liar. Oh, then I realized that he's getting 2 shots in one day. Good day as any to get your flu shot and your COVID booster. That was October 8th, the day before yesterday. Then you got, no, that's not the one I wanted. Secretary Deb Haaland. You may remember her from such defamation lawsuits as Nicholas Sandmann. Still hasn't taken down her tweet about Nicholas Sandmann because she got those damn likes and it feels so good to get those likes. So Deb Haaland is already a woman of questionable integrity. I'm going to pull it up afterwards just to show everybody. And just like that, I got my flu shot. Combined with my COVID-19 booster shot, this flu shot will help me stay healthy this winter. Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 and flu shot in your area. Jack it up. When was this one from? This was from a few days. This might have been a few weeks ago. This is it's a recent. Now the thing is, oh, go get your flu and your COVID booster. In the context of this, it's like, and in the original article, Rep. Caston says, we don't know what caused the arrhythmia, and we may never know. It's a damn mystery, because to face the reality, I can understand would be too much to deal with.